some have said that, listen, government says, especially with the hotel and tourism sector, says, I'm going to be giving you 30% on income tax due for your companies. Okay? Then again, they says tax stamps. So the drivers, even if you say they're going to pay more for fuel, the private man is not included. But the trotro driver, the taxi driver on the street, gets 2 months tax relief where he doesn't have to pay the tax stamp.
You see, let's.
Is it robbing Peter to pay Paul?
No. Let's sort out the issues. Let the viewer make the conclusions. I don't make conclusions ahead. I state the facts. So, when you talk about the tax stamp, let's take that first.
Yes.
Right? It is what we also call the presumptive tax.
Presumptive, yes.
Or in the past, we used to call it standard assessment.
Or
official assessment.
Yes.
Which, because small entities cannot keep proper records, what the administration does is there's surveys of businesses of a similar kind, and then says that for hairdressers, we think that they are making profit of 5% of their turnover. They presume the turnover and then they calculate the tax, right? For transport sector, they presume that, they are making 4%. So it's never actually considered as an average, and that is why it varies.
It varies from company to company.
And that's the income tax.
Yes.
Remember, the minister also spoke about the VAT flat rate scheme.
Yes.
Which is going to be increased.
Sure.
Right? So, whilst you are doing something about the income tax stamps, by the way, you are also increasing the VAT flat rate scheme, which was abolished for small entities in 2015.
But brought back.
Yes, under the new VAT, Act. So you have this, I give you something similarly, you increase, taxes, for income taxes, and then you say, I'm going to give you a dispensation on a quarter amount. Meanwhile, for 4 years, you are going to be paying, an increased tax because it says some of these things are going to go into 2024, right? So it's like a sweetener, so you can take the medicine. Right? Sorry.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a sweetener, so you can take, the medicine, right? And so, this is so, it runs through. So you see a tax measure and then you see a little relief, that comes with it. And the same thing with the petroleum, levies that have been increased, right? And so you have a little sweetener there, which, by the way, as I said, like the road, levy, are already in ESLA. And let's not forget that ESLA, one was extended, which was supposed to be 3 to 5 years, through the issuance of 7 and 10-year bonds, were implicitly extending the levy to 7 and 10 years. Because you can't go to the market and say, this is the tax underwriting, the bond, the loan I want to take, right? And have 3 years tenor, for the bond, 3-year tenor for the levy, and then 7 to 10 years tenor for, maturity date for, the bond. And so Parliament inadvertently was increasing ESLA, extending the tenor.